The rain taps softly against the window as you turn the first quiet page. It is a gentle kind of rain, not heavy, not hurried, just a slow, steady sound in the dark. A sound that seems to understand that nothing needs to happen quickly tonight. You are here now, and for this little while, there is nowhere else you need to be. The day has already carried enough. It has asked enough from you. It has filled your mind with small things, unfinished things, things you thought you had to hold all at once. But now, as the room grows softer around you, those things can begin to loosen. You do not have to solve everything tonight. You do not have to become better tonight. You do not have to explain yourself to anyone tonight. You can simply rest. Outside the window, the rain continues its quiet rhythm. Each drop lands and disappears. Each sound comes and goes. Nothing holds on. Nothing stays longer than it needs to. And maybe that is the first small lesson of the evening. Some things are allowed to pass. Some thoughts can move through you like rain on glass. You may notice them. You may hear them for a moment. But you do not need to follow them. You do not need to open every door they offer. You can let them soften. You can let them fade. The room is warm. A small lamp glows nearby, sending a golden light across the walls. The light is not bright. It does not ask your eyes to work. It only rests there, calm and quiet, like it has been waiting for you to come home to yourself. Near the window, there is an old book. You do not remember placing it there. It rests on the sill, beside the slow trails of rain on the glass. Its cover is faded. Its corners are soft from many hands and many years. It looks like the kind of book that does not need to be new to be beautiful. Some things become gentler with time. Some things become more precious because they have been held. And maybe you are like that too. Maybe every tired part of you is not broken. Maybe it is only asking to be held with a little more kindness. Maybe the parts of you that feel worn down are not signs of failure. Maybe they are proof that you have kept going, even on days when it was hard. Tonight, you do not need to keep going. Tonight, you can be still. You sit close to the window. The rain speaks in small, patient sounds. The book waits quietly in your hands. Its pages smell faintly of paper, dust, and time. Not old in a lonely way, old in a comforting way. Like a memory you had almost forgotten. You open to the first page. There are no grand adventures written there. No distant kingdoms. No urgent journeys. No storms to survive. Only a small line printed in gentle ink. It says that peace often returns in the smallest places. A cup cooling beside the bed. A blanket pulled over tired shoulders. A window glowing in the rain. A breath taken slowly after a long day. You read the words again, but more slowly this time. And something in you understands. Maybe life does not always need to become larger to become meaningful. Maybe the moments you rush past are the ones that were quietly trying to save you. The soft chair beneath you. The warm light near your hand. The hush of the room. The rain writing silver lines down the window. All of it is simple. All of it is enough. And you are allowed to be simple too. You are allowed to stop performing. You are allowed to stop holding your breath. You are allowed to belong to this quiet moment without needing to earn it. The rain keeps tapping. The book stays open. The night settles around you like a soft blanket. For now, just breathe. Let the page rest beneath your fingers. Let the room hold you. Let the day drift farther away. You are safe here. Nothing is required. And the first quiet page has only just begun. The rain continues softly outside, steady, gentle, unhurried. You listen to it for a moment without trying to think about anything at all. Just the sound, just the slow rhythm against the window, like quiet footsteps moving through the night. And as you sit there with the old book resting open in your hands, you begin to notice your breathing, not because you need to change it, only because it is there. A soft inhale, a slower exhale, nothing forced, nothing perfect, just breathing. The room feels warmer now, the kind of warmth that slowly reaches your shoulders after you have been cold for a long time. The kind that reminds the body it no longer needs to stay alert. You can let your shoulders soften a little. You can let your jaw rest. You can unclench the small invisible tension you carried through the day without even noticing. So many people move through life holding themselves tightly. Tight thoughts, tight schedules, tight expectations, as though relaxing even for a moment might cause everything to fall apart. But most things do not need your constant holding. Most things can wait until morning, and some things never needed your worry at all. The rain seems to know this. It falls without rushing. It lands softly. It lets gravity do the work. You breathe in again, slowly, and this time, as you exhale, imagine the day becoming a little farther away. The conversations, the unfinished tasks, the pressure to answer every message, the feeling that you must always be productive to deserve rest. You do not have to carry all of that here. Tonight is quieter than that. Tonight asks very little from you. Only this moment, only this breath. The old pages shift gently beneath your fingers. Somewhere in the distance, thunder murmurs softly behind the clouds. Not sharp, not frightening, just far away, like the world itself is settling down to sleep. You sink a little deeper into the chair. The lamp beside you glows with the same patient light, warm gold against the dark blue evening, the kind of light that makes everything feel softer around the edges. You turn another page. This one speaks about small evening rituals, the sound of water warming on the stove, a sweater still carrying the scent of rain, a porch light left on for someone returning home late. Tiny moments, easy to miss, yet somehow they become the memories people carry longest, not because they were extraordinary, but because they made someone feel safe. And perhaps that is another quiet truth hidden inside these pages. People do not always remember the busiest days. They remember how a place felt, how a voice sounded, how someone sat beside them quietly when life became heavy. The heart keeps gentle things longer than we realize. Outside, the rain brushes against the glass again, soft, repeating, calm. You notice your breathing slowing even more now. In, out, nothing to achieve, nothing to prove. The body understands safety before the mind does sometimes. And little by little, your body is beginning to believe that this moment is safe. Your hands feel warmer, your legs feel heavier, even your thoughts seem farther apart now, with more quiet space between them. That space is important. Most people never allow themselves enough silence to hear their own calm returning. There is always noise somewhere, screens glowing late into the night, endless scrolling, endless urgency, endless reminders that there is always something else to do. But the rain outside the window does not ask for more from you. Neither does the old book. Neither does this night. You are allowed to rest before you are completely exhausted. You are allowed to pause before life forces you to. That too is a kind of wisdom. You breathe in slowly once more, and as you exhale, you let the chair hold a little more of your weight. You let the room hold a little more of your thoughts. You let the rain carry a little more of your tension away. Nothing dramatic happens, only softness, only release, only the quiet feeling of becoming lighter inside yourself. The page in front of you waits patiently, its words calm and unhurried. It says that peace rarely arrives all at once. Usually, it comes quietly, one breath at a time, one gentle evening at a time, one soft moment that reminds you that you are still human beneath all the pressure. And tonight, perhaps this is enough. The rain tapping softly, the warm light nearby, the old book beside the window, and your breathing becoming slower with every page you turn. The night grows quieter now. Even the rain seems softer than before. Smaller drops, slower sound, a gentle whisper against the window pane. The room feels still, safe, warm. You remain by the window, with the old book resting open across your lap. The pages no longer feel unfamiliar. They feel almost comforting now, like something that has been waiting patiently for you to slow down enough to notice it. You breathe in, slowly, and as you breathe out, your body sinks a little deeper into rest. Your shoulders soften first, then your arms, your hands, even your fingers seem quieter now, resting lightly against the edges of the page. There is no need to hold on tightly tonight, not to your thoughts, not to your plans, not even to time itself. The clock somewhere in the room continues moving quietly forward, but you no longer feel the need to follow it. This moment is enough. The rain drifts down the glass in silver lines. The lamp glows beside you with its small golden circle of light. Beyond the window, the world has become soft shapes and shadows. Trees moving gently in the dark. Rooftops shining faintly beneath the rain. Everything feels farther away now. Not lonely, just peaceful. And little by little, your body begins to understand that it does not need to stay awake for every thought that passes through your mind. Some thoughts can simply float by, like clouds moving slowly through a quiet sky. You do not need to chase them. You do not need to solve them. You can let them drift. The old book seems to know this too. Another page waits quietly beneath your hand, and when you turn it, you find only a few gentle lines written there. It speaks about evenings long ago, a kettle humming softly in a small kitchen, warm socks drying near a fireplace, a sleepy cat curled beneath a chair, someone reading while rain touched the roof above them. Nothing important, and yet somehow everything important, because peace is often hidden inside ordinary moments, not in perfection, not in achievement, but in noticing the warmth of tea between your hands, the comfort of a familiar chair, the sound of rain when there is nowhere else you need to go. People spend so much of life waiting for bigger happiness, bigger success, bigger answers. But many beautiful parts of life arrive quietly. They appear for only a moment, then disappear again unless we slow down enough to feel them. Maybe that is why this old book exists, not to impress anyone, only to remind tired people of gentle things they almost forgot. Outside, the rain continues. Inside, The room grows heavier, with calm. Your eyelids feel softer now, your breathing slower, your thoughts no longer arriving in sharp lines, but in softer shapes that fade at the edges. You feel the weight of the blanket resting across your legs, the warmth of the chair beneath you, the comfort of being somewhere safe while the weather moves quietly outside. And perhaps this too is something worth remembering. You do not always need to be moving forward. Rest is not wasted time. Stillness is not failure. There are seasons of life meant for growing, and there are seasons meant for breathing. Tonight is for breathing. Tonight is for letting your mind loosen like a knot slowly coming undone. The old pages rustle gently as you turn another one. This page speaks about windows glowing late at night, about strangers walking home beneath umbrellas, about the comfort of knowing that somewhere, in quiet rooms all across the world, other people are also resting, also listening to rain, also trying to let go of the day. And somehow that thought feels comforting. You are not alone in your tiredness. You are not alone in needing softness. You are not alone in wanting peace. The rain keeps falling, softly, patiently, like the night itself is breathing with you. In, out, slowly. The lamplight flickers gently against the pages. Your eyes move across the words more slowly now, not because you are trying to stay awake, but because your mind is beginning to drift naturally into quieter places. The room no longer feels separate from the story. The story no longer feels separate from your thoughts. Everything is blending together softly now. The chair, the rain, the warm light, the old book, your breathing, the feeling of being held by the quiet. You no longer need to carry the entire world tonight. You only need this moment, this safe little space beside the window, this gentle evening, this soft rain in the dark. And somewhere between the sound of the rain and the turning of another quiet page, your body begins sinking even deeper into rest. The rain moves gently through the night, not loud, not cold, only steady, like a soft hand resting against the world. You sit quietly beside the window, the old book open before you, the lamp glowing low beside the chair. Everything around you feels slower now, softer too. Your breathing has become calm without effort. Your thoughts drift more slowly. Even time itself seems quieter here. You turn another page. The paper feels smooth and warm beneath your fingertips. And for a moment, the sound of the rain and the rustle of the page seem to become the same soft sound together. Outside the window, the world fades deeper into blue and silver shadows. Inside, the room glows warmly, and somewhere between those two quiet places, the story begins to open around you. Not suddenly, not like stepping through a door, more like slowly remembering a dream you once had long ago. The page speaks of a small room beside a rainy street, a room with tall windows and shelves filled with old books, some thick with faded cloth covers, some thin and worn at the corners, some carrying tiny pressed flowers between their pages from years nobody remembers anymore. The air smells faintly of cedar wood and paper. A kettle hums softly somewhere nearby, and rain taps patiently against the glass. You can almost hear it, almost feel the warmth of the room around you. There is a chair near the window there too, old and soft, the kind of chair that welcomes tired people without asking questions. Beside it rests a small table with a warm cup waiting quietly. Nothing hurried exists in this place. Nobody rushes. Nobody checks the time. The world outside moves slowly beneath umbrellas and glowing street lamps, while inside, the room remains still and golden. You turn another page. The book speaks of evenings when people used to leave their windows slightly open just to hear the rain better, of quiet tea shops where conversations became softer as night grew deeper, of little bookstores where someone always forgot the time while reading near the window. Simple things, gentle things, the kind of moments people rarely photograph because they are too busy living inside them, and maybe those moments mattered more than they realized. A life does not always become meaningful through grand achievements. Sometimes a meaningful life is simply one where warmth was shared, where small kindnesses were noticed, where someone remembered to slow down enough to watch the rain for a while. The room around you grows softer still. The edges of things blur gently. The lamplight melts into the dark wood of the shelves. The rain outside becomes a steady hush that fills every quiet corner. You can almost imagine yourself there now, sitting near that window, wrapped in warmth, while the rain moves through the sleeping streets outside. A quiet page resting open in your hands. No pressure waiting for you. No urgency pulling at your thoughts. Only the soft feeling of being somewhere safe enough to finally breathe fully again. The book continues gently. It tells of a person who once found comfort not in changing their entire life, but in changing the pace of one evening. They stopped rushing through their tea, stopped treating rest like something to earn, stopped believing they had to carry every worry into the night, and little by little, life became softer around them. Not perfect, only softer. Sometimes healing begins that way, not through dramatic change, but through small moments, repeated gently. A slower breath, a quieter evening, a lamp left glowing beside the rain. You shift slightly deeper into the chair. Your body feels warm now, heavy in a comforting way, like the night itself is holding some of your weight for you. The rain outside continues in patient rhythms. Tap against the window, soft hush along the street, tiny silver trails sliding down the glass. Your eyes move slowly across the next lines. The book says there are certain nights that ask nothing from us except presence. Nights where simply existing is enough, where no one expects perfection, where tired hearts are allowed to rest exactly as they are. Tonight feels like one of those nights, and as the pages continue turning softly beneath your fingers, the small rainy bookstore beside the window no longer feels far away at all. It feels close now, almost as though you have been there before, or perhaps some part of you has always been searching for it. A place where nothing needs to be fixed immediately. A place where silence feels warm instead of empty. A place where forgotten peaceful moments are carefully kept between quiet pages. The rain taps softly against the window once more, and somewhere deeper inside the story, another page begins to wait for you. The next page opens slowly beneath your hand. The rain continues outside the tall windows of the little bookstore. Soft silver lines drifting beneath the glow of distant street lamps. The kind of rain that makes the whole world feel quieter than usual. Inside, everything is warm. The wooden shelves, the faded rugs beneath the chairs, the low golden lamps resting between stacks of books. Even the air itself feels gentle here. It smells of cedarwood, old paper, tea leaves, and something else almost impossible to describe. Something calm, something familiar. like the feeling of coming home after carrying too much for too long. The little bookstore seems untouched by hurry. No clocks tick loudly, no bright screens glow in anyone's face. Only pages turning softly now and then. Only rain against glass. Only quiet breathing from people resting inside the warmth of the evening. You continue reading. The book tells of a man who visited the bookstore every rainy Thursday night. Nobody knew very much about him. Not because he was secretive, only because this place did not ask people to explain themselves. People simply arrived carrying invisible things, heavy thoughts, long days, quiet loneliness, and somehow the room held all of it gently, without needing words. The man always chose the same chair beside the window, a deep green chair, worn smooth at the arms from years of use. Beside it stood a small round table, where steam curled upward from a cup of tea, and every Thursday night he opened a different book and sat quietly while the rain moved through the city outside. One evening, the owner of the bookstore asked him softly why he always came when it rained. The man smiled for a moment before answering. He said the rain made him feel like the world was finally speaking more quietly. And perhaps many people understand that feeling. Sometimes life becomes so loud that the heart forgets how to rest inside itself. Too many voices, too many notifications, too many expectations waiting at every corner of the day. But rain changes the world a little. People walk slower, cars move softer along wet streets, windows glow warmer, and for a little while, the world remembers how to whisper again. You turn another page. The book speaks now about ordinary evenings people forget too easily. A bowl of soup warming cold hands, a grandmother folding blankets beside the television, a father falling asleep in a chair while rain tapped softly outside, a child drawing sleepy shapes on fogged windows. Tiny moments, quiet moments, yet these are often the memories that stay with us longest. Not because they were extraordinary, but because we felt safe inside them. There is something deeply healing about safety. Not excitement, not perfection. Safety, the feeling that you do not need to perform for anyone. The feeling that you can simply exist without being judged or hurried. Perhaps that is why cozy rooms feel so important to tired people. A soft lamp, a warm drink, rain outside, a blanket nearby. These things seem small, yet they quietly tell the nervous system something beautiful. You can rest now. Nothing dangerous is coming. The bookstore feels even softer as the night deepens. One customer quietly closes a book and leaves it neatly on a table before disappearing into the rainy street outside. Another person near the shelves has fallen lightly asleep with their scarf still wrapped around their shoulders. Nobody wakes them. Nobody minds. The room understands tiredness. The owner moves slowly between the shelves, adjusting books with gentle hands. Sometimes she pauses beside the windows to watch the rain for a moment before continuing again. She understands something too, that people do not always come to bookstores searching for stories. Sometimes they come searching for quiet, searching for warmth, searching for a place where their thoughts can finally slow down. You breathe softly as the pages continue. The rain outside becomes steadier now. A deep, calming hush filling the dark streets beyond the glass. Inside, the lamps glow lower. Golden reflections shimmer against old wooden floors. The little bookstore begins feeling less like a place and more like a gentle pause hidden somewhere outside normal life. And perhaps We all need places like that. Small pauses, small shelters, moments where nobody asks us to become more than we already are. The book resting in your hands seems warmer somehow. Its pages softer, its words slower. It tells of another rainy evening many years earlier when someone left a handwritten note inside one of the books near the window. The note said, "Please do not forget that your life is made of small evenings too, not achievements, not deadlines, not the endless pressure to become someone else, but evenings like this, quiet rain, warm light, a slow breath, a page turning gently in the dark." You read the line again, more slowly this time, and somewhere deep inside you, something begins to loosen even more, because perhaps peace was never hiding somewhere far away. Perhaps it has always been waiting quietly inside ordinary moments we almost rushed past. Outside, the rain continues patiently through the sleeping city. Inside, another quiet page waits beneath your fingertips. The rain has settled into a slower rhythm now, soft, steady, endless in the gentlest way. The little bookstore grows quieter as the evening deepens. Lamps glow like small pools of gold against the dark wood shelves. Shadows rest softly in the corners of the room. Somewhere near the back, the kettle hums again for a few quiet moments before fading into silence. You continue reading. The pages seem slower now somehow, as though the book itself does not wish to hurry through the night. Outside the windows, rain drifts beneath streetlights in silver ribbons. A few distant footsteps pass along the wet sidewalk. Then even those disappear. Inside, the world feels still. You imagine yourself walking slowly through the bookstore now, not searching for anything, only wandering gently between shelves. Your fingertips brush against faded cloth covers and worn paper spines. Some books lean slightly from age. Others hold tiny handwritten notes tucked quietly between their pages, little reminders left behind by strangers. One note says, "Sit by the window more often." Another says, "Warm tea helps more than overthinking." And another simply says, "You have already survived many difficult days." The words are small, simple, yet they feel strangely comforting here. Perhaps because this quiet place understands something many people forget, that healing does not always arrive through big answers. Sometimes it arrives through repetition, a familiar chair, a warm drink, rain at the window, gentle evenings repeated over time until the heart slowly begins to trust life again. You stop beside one of the windows. Outside, the city glows softly through the rain. Reflections shimmer across the wet street below. Umbrellas move slowly beneath distant lamps. Somewhere far away, a train hums quietly through the dark. Nothing feels urgent. Even the city seems sleepy tonight. The window glass is cool near your hand. Tiny trails of rain slide downward in uneven silver lines. You watch them for a moment without thinking, just watching, just breathing. The old book remains open beside you, its pages waiting patiently. You return to the chair near the window again, the cushions soft beneath you, the warm lamp nearby casting gentle light across the paper. And once more, the story continues. It speaks now about forgotten, peaceful habits, opening curtains slowly in the morning instead of rushing immediately into noise, walking without headphones, sometimes just to hear the wind in the trees, lighting a small lamp instead of harsh, bright lights late at night. leaving space in life for quiet moments that do not need to become content or productivity or achievement. Small acts of softness, small ways of telling yourself, I do not need to rush through my own life. The rain outside seems to agree. It never hurries. It simply falls, one drop at a time. You notice your breathing again. Slow now, natural. Your body feels heavy in the safest way, like sinking gently beneath warm blankets after a long, cold day. Even your thoughts feel quieter, farther away. The book speaks of a woman who once visited the bookstore every winter evening after work. She never stayed long, only enough time to sit by the window with a cup of tea while reading a few pages before walking home again beneath the streetlights. One snowy evening, the owner asked her why she loved the bookstore so much. The woman smiled softly before answering. She said, "This place reminds me that life is not only made for surviving." The words linger quietly in your mind, because perhaps many people spend too long surviving, too long carrying stress, as though it is permanent, too long believing rest must be earned after exhaustion instead of before it. But evenings like this whisper something different. They whisper that softness matters too, that beauty matters, that peace is not laziness. The rain continues its quiet music beyond the glass. Tap, hush, tap, hush. The lamps glow lower now as the night deepens further. Some parts of the bookstore have become only warm shadows and soft outlines. The shelves blur gently at the edges. The air itself feels dreamlike. You turn another page slowly. This page contains no story at all, only a single sentence written carefully across the center. Please be gentle with yourself tonight. You stare at the words for a moment longer than expected, and maybe you needed to hear them more than you realized, because people can become so harsh with themselves, always trying harder, always asking for more, always speaking inwardly, in ways they would never speak to someone they love. But exhaustion softens when kindness enters the room, even quiet kindness, especially quiet kindness. Outside, the rain keeps falling softly through the sleeping streets. Inside, the bookstore grows warmer, softer, quieter, and as you rest beside the glowing window with the old book open in your hands, the whole world seems to drift farther and farther away until only gentle things remain. The rain, the light, the pages, your breathing, and the calm feeling of being somewhere that asks nothing more from you tonight. The night feels very soft now. Soft rain beyond the window, soft light across the shelves, soft breathing in the quiet room. Everything has slowed. Even the pages turn more gently now. You rest deeper in the chair beside the window, the old book warm in your hands. The words no longer feel separate from the rain outside. They move together now, slow and quiet. You read another page, but the sentences are shorter here, softer too, as though the book itself is growing sleepy. It speaks of little things, a sleepy lamp glowing in another room, tea forgotten beside an open book, rain resting on rooftops, a scarf hanging near the door, shoes drying quietly after a long walk home. Small things, gentle things, the kind of moments that ask nothing from you. The rain continues. Tap softly, pause, tap softly again. You breathe slowly with it. In, out. The bookstore feels dreamlike now. Shelves fading gently into shadow. Lamps glowing like distant stars through warm fog. The windows silver with rain. Somewhere nearby, A page turns softly, then silence again. Nobody hurries here. Nobody needs anything. You feel very far from the noise of the day now, very far from pressure, very far from the feeling that you must always keep up with everything. Tonight, there is nowhere to keep up to, only this chair, this warm room, this quiet page. The book says something simple now. It says, people often search very far away for peace when it has been sitting quietly beside them all along. Inside warm kitchens, inside evening walks, inside rainy windows and familiar songs and soft blankets, inside moments they almost ignored because they seemed too ordinary. But ordinary moments hold so much life inside them. The smell of rain, a sleepy street at night, warm hands around a cup, someone saying goodnight softly. These things matter more than people realize. The rain drifts slower down the window now. Or maybe your thoughts are simply softer, heavier, sleepier. The words on the pages begin spreading farther apart, more space between them, more quiet around them. You turn another page. The paper rustles softly in the golden light. The book speaks now about resting without guilt, about letting the body become heavy, about allowing the mind to loosen slowly instead of forcing it to stay awake for every unfinished thing. Nothing needs to be solved tonight. Nothing needs to be carried right now. The rain will continue without your effort. The world will continue turning softly in the dark, and you are allowed to sleep. You are allowed to disappear gently into rest for a little while. Outside the window, the city has become almost silent. Street lights glow through rain mist. Windows shine faintly in distant buildings. Somewhere far away, someone closes a door softly, then quiet again. The bookstore feels smaller now, warmer too, like a hidden place floating somewhere outside of time. You barely notice the pages turning anymore, only the feeling of them, soft paper beneath tired fingers, warm light resting across the words, the comfort of being held by quiet things. Your breathing slows again, in, out, slow and easy, like waves reaching the shore at night. The old book says one last gentle thing before the next page fades softly into shadow. It says, there are evenings that do not ask you to become anything, only to rest, only to breathe, only to let the rain sing quietly beside the window while your tired heart grows calm again. And somehow, in the warmth of the bookstore, with the soft rain drifting through the dark outside, that feels more than enough tonight. The rain is very soft now, barely more than a whisper against the window. The bookstore rests quietly around you. Warm shelves, fading golden lamps. The old chair beneath you, holding your weight gently. Everything feels distant now, soft at the edges, dreamlike. The book remains open in your hands, though the words grow quieter with every page, smaller, slower, like they too are beginning to fall asleep. You breathe in slowly, and out again. Nothing is required from you now, nothing to finish, nothing to prove, only rest, only this quiet night. The rain drifts softly through the dark streets outside. Tiny silver lines beneath sleepy streetlights. The whole world seems slower now, calmer somehow. You feel warm, heavy, safe. The pages rustle once more. The book speaks softly about evening windows glowing in the rain, about blankets folded gently at the end of long days, about tired people finally allowing themselves to rest. Simple things, gentle things, the kind of moments that ask for nothing except presence. Your thoughts drift more slowly now, like clouds moving through distant skies. No need to follow them, no need to hold them. They can pass quietly, one by one. The rain continues. Soft hush, soft hush, soft hush against the glass. The bookstore feels very still now, very warm, almost floating. You can let your eyes grow heavy. You can let your breathing soften even more. You can let the chair hold you completely. There is nowhere else you need to go tonight. The old book rests open quietly beside the lamp, its pages filled with small, peaceful moments. Rainy evenings, warm tea, slow footsteps, golden windows glowing in the dark, and somewhere inside all those gentle pages was a quiet reminder you may have needed tonight. That life is not only made of pressure, not only made of rushing, not only made of endless noise. Life is also made of soft evenings like this, moments of stillness, moments of warmth, moments where you are allowed to stop carrying everything for a little while. The rain outside becomes softer still, almost fading into silence. Your breathing slows with it, in, out, slowly, calmly. Nothing urgent remains here, only quiet, only warmth, only the feeling of resting safely while rain drifts through the sleeping world beyond the window. The lamps glow lower now, the shelves blur softly into shadow. Even the pages of the book seem distant, gentle, sleepy, and somewhere far away, beyond the rain and the warm golden light and the quiet turning pages, the night continues softly, without asking anything more from you. You can rest now, you can let go now, you can sleep. The rain will remain beside the window a little longer, soft, patient, endless, in the gentlest way, and the old book will stay quietly open there in the warm light, waiting peacefully. As the night grows deeper and softer and quieter still, the rain continues softly beyond the window, almost too soft to hear now, just a quiet hush in the dark. The bookstore sleeps around you, warm wood, fading lamps, rows of silent books resting patiently through the night. Nothing moves quickly here. Nothing asks anything from you. Your breathing is slow, easy, gentle. The old book remains open beside your hands, its pages no longer asking to be read carefully, only felt like rain, like warmth, like sleep slowly arriving. The chair beneath you feels softer now, heavier, sar-fash, as though the whole room is quietly holding you while the night drifts onward outside. Somewhere far away, rainwater slides softly along empty streets. A window glows in the distance, then fades gently into the blue darkness again. Everything feels far away now, very far away, and very calm. The book says one final quiet thing. It says that peaceful moments are never truly lost. They wait for us patiently, inside rainy evenings, inside warm rooms, inside slow breaths and quiet nights, when we finally allow ourselves to stop running for a little while. And tonight, you found one of those moments again, a small, quiet page beside the rain, a warm light in the dark, a place where your heart could rest without needing to explain itself. You do not need to think anymore now. You do not need to follow the story any farther. The rain will continue softly on its own. The night will continue softly on its own, and you can drift gently with it, slowly, quietly, safely. The lamps glow faintly. The pages rest open. The rain whispers against the window, and somewhere between the warm light and the quiet sound of the rain, Sleep slowly carries everything else away. The night grows quieter still, so quiet now. Only rain, only warmth, only the slow feeling of rest settling deeper and deeper inside you. The bookstore feels far away now, like a memory drifting softly through sleep. The shelves, the lamp beside the chair, the old book resting open near your hand, all of it fading gently into softness. You breathe slowly, in, out, nothing to hold on to, nothing to carry. The rain moves softly along the window pane, like a quiet lullaby repeating itself over and over through the dark. Soft hush, soft hush, soft hush. Your thoughts become lighter now, like feathers drifting slowly through warm air. No sharp edges, no urgency, only quiet drifting. The old pages barely move anymore. They rest peacefully in the golden light, patient, still, as though even the story understands it is time to sleep now. Outside, the sleeping city glows faintly beneath the rain. A distant lamp, a quiet rooftop, a single window, still glowing warmly somewhere in the dark. Small, peaceful things, gentle things, the kind of things the heart remembers without trying. And somewhere deep inside the calm warmth of this quiet night, you remember too. That rest is allowed, that softness is allowed, that you never needed to carry the whole world alone. The rain continues softly, the night continues softly, and you drift a little farther now, a little slower, a little deeper into warmth and quiet and sleep. The chair holds you gently, the darkness feels calm, the rain keeps singing softly beside the window, and the old book waits peacefully there beneath the fading golden light, while the night carries you farther and farther into rest. The rain is barely a sound now, just a soft whisper somewhere far away. The warm light beside the window grows dimmer, softer, like evening slowly folding itself into sleep. Everything feels gentle, everything feels safe. The old bookstore rests quietly in the dark, shelves sleeping beneath shadows, books resting patiently beside one another, the chair near the window, warm and still. Nothing needs to happen anymore tonight. Nothing needs to be understood. You can simply rest here. Your breathing moves slowly, quietly, like calm waves reaching the shore in the middle of the night. In, out, softly. The rain drifts along the glass. The pages remain open. The night grows deeper, and deeper still. Somewhere far away, the world continues moving softly on its own. But here, inside this quiet little place beside the rain, there is only warmth now, only stillness, only sleep slowly arriving like a gentle tide. Your thoughts loosen completely, floating, fading, soft around the edges. No pressure remains, no urgency, only the comforting feeling of letting go. The old book no longer needs words. The rain no longer needs sound. The night no longer asks anything from you. You are safe. You can rest. You can sleep now. And as the rain continues whispering softly beside the dark window, the warm little bookstore fades gently into dreams.